After being up 19 points in Atlanta and blowing that lead in their last game, the Timberwolves had a 19-point lead at half against the defending champion, undefeated Denver Nuggets, and they hold on in this one. They had the lead through the entire game, start this one off blitzing with a 9-0 run off the rip. Nuggets would be 0 for 8 on their first 8 shots, and they did something that they haven't done in a long time. They made Nikola Jokic look average, as they would hold on, get this win, and Jokic would have an inefficient scoring night and also not really get people involved. Just 3 assists in this game. How did they do it? Mostly by starting up with Karl Anthony Towns as the primary defender. They would have kind of the power forward on the court be the one guarding Jokic, and then Gobert would be kind of that floater, help off of Aaron Gordon, and be there at the rim. So Jokic can still get his floaters, and he would have some buckets like that. He's Jokic, he's got that touch, he's going to make those. But he doesn't have the really big-time bully ball, get those layups, and Gobert was able to stifle a lot of those attempts. None of the other kind of support players that typically thrive in the starting lineup did anything. And a great defensive effort from the Timberwolves. They also rotated pretty well, so Aaron Gordon would only ever really get open threes when Gobert rotated off him. So just like last year, you get to the lowest of the low, and then we prop up to the highest of the highs out of nowhere, and just never seems to make sense. But let's talk about some things that look different from last year that might be something that helps this team really improve. Rudy Gobert, I've said it I think in each one of these videos, looks different. Like, you can't tell by his deceptive box scores, as they always seem to be like that. I mean, the stats don't look good for Rudy in this game, but he was really impactful. And then you also got Naz Reid, who, I mean, he was a stud last year, but he continues to just elevate and really have a lot more consistency, being steady. His finishing around the rim is spectacular. The thing that really stands out to me is his ability to finish with the left hand as well. It looks just as smooth as his dominant hand, and he can also adjust towards the end of his shots and also go really wide with a lot of spin on the ball to get these finishes over just about anyone. I used to view Naz of having like a similar skill set to Towns and like that he could elevate to Towns' level. It's almost like if Towns took like Naz's mindset, his shot selection, that Cat would really elevate his game. A little bit more simplistic. Quick decisions, take the open 3 when you have it. Otherwise, you're doing a straight drive. If you're in the post, quick post move into a hook. Don't do anything any more complicated than that. You're golden. Cat can take too long to make his decisions, get a little bit too fancy, also stay a little bit too far on the perimeter for a lot of his post moves. And although Cat was better today and also pretty solid defensively, that marks 4 straight inefficient games from him to start the season, which is really not what Karl Anthony Towns typically does. Through the earlier stages of his career, it was that he always was efficient, just sometimes you were wanting more shot attempts. You're like, Cat only had 10 shots tonight, and he made 8 of them? Why are we not feeding him more, and why is he not more involved? Starting this season, he's getting plenty of shots up, just not going in. Anthony Edwards has also been a bit of a step down from kind of where I was expecting him this season. Not playing poorly, just not really elevating to his potential yet. Although some differences that you can notice with him are that his passes to Gobert especially and his lob passes look better. That's significantly improved from last year. I think the security of his rebounding is really good, and he does that very well, although not exactly tonight, just with 2 boards. And in the last video, I also mentioned how good his post fade has looked. Although, to start this year, we need him driving a lot more. We're not seeing that as much as jump shooting amp to start this season, which is a bit of a concern, especially when you would hope that he's kind of at the peak of his health to start a year. The backup guards of Shake Milton and Nickeil Alexander-Walker still haven't really found their way early in this year, not shooting the ball well. Shake, watching him out there being so awkward is strange. For such an intuitive scorer, he is just so hesitant. Just bizarre to see that. Can't say the same about Mike Conley. He's smooth. He started the season off great. 7 of 9 shooting in this one, 17 points. Always a steady contributor, as is Kyle Anderson, slow-mo. Another good game in this one. Also hit his first 3 of the season. Happy we could pick up the win at home. Next game is on Coda Day.